We're currently running this blog series about how to migrate from SAP PI to Integration Suite and what are the different steps that you need as a part of this. One of the important thing I think here before you get started with such a migration is to run a pilot project. You somehow need to understand what is actually the scope and why do you need to migrate, what works, what's the tools, processes in place before you scale it out to the full organization. Normally I recommend like 10, 50, 100 interfaces, all depending on how large a landscape you have, what's the complexity, what's team size you have. But the idea here is that you should be exploring the different options you have. There is going to be things that you will not be able to migrate in this, but the goal of this is to learn as much as possible. Learn about what works in your landscape and what works in what is not possible to migrate without a lot of extra effort on your side. It is about figuring out the limitations that exist, what's the function libraries, what exist, what are the different processes that you need to have as a part of this. And when you're dealing with this, obviously there is a number of different ways you can handle the migrations. You can either create the iFlows from scratch, doing manual migration. You can use the SAP migration tool, or better yet, as I would say, use the FIGAF tool for migrating, because it is able to take ICOs, receiver determination, migrate them, create fully functioning iFlows with a lot of these limitations already solved inside of them. So this just speeds up the process and enable you to work faster on the migration. But yeah, you need to understand the limits of the different tools as a part of this. And I think also an important part is you need to understand how you're managing this migration project. How do you get a good understanding of it? You need to be testing. It is two different platforms. Even though we try to do as much as possible on it, it is going to be different. There's different libraries, there's different versions of different things. So you need to be able to take messages from your PI system and replay them. It's one of the features that the FIGAF tool is really good at, where you can take these messages, run them, and thereby be able to see, does this actually deliver the same result? Once you have done that, you obviously need to test together with the business. When you have connected the systems in the relevant way, thereby you get more understanding of how this actually works. You should be understanding of trying to learn, okay, so what's the effort of the different migration tools and processes? How much time does it take for doing this? And thereby you get a better understanding of, if it is this type of scenario, using the SAP migration tool will take you some time, using the FIGAF tool will take you hopefully less time, and then you have a pretty good business case about understanding these things. Obviously, it's one thing to understand what the effort is now when you're running it. It's another thing about how much time it will take in 1-2 years when you get to your full landscape and start migrating those scenarios. But at least you have an idea, and it is a lot easier to get on with a budget with these scenarios. Obviously, once the migration project is over, it is a continuous effort. You will be continuously improving the methodology and obviously looking for different ways to handle different scenarios. So if you're starting on a migration journey, I surely hope that you will be trying out the FIGAF tool and you'll see some of the values that it has in your migration projects. It is a full end-to-end migration tool that handles all scenarios, making it as fast as possible for you and the team to work on these scenarios. It is fairly quickly to get started with it. We have some training videos that is 3 hours in total that will cover all the different things about how to get started, how to migrate, and even how to transport this all into production. And there's a free trial that enables you to get started, and you can use the tool also up to 1 year as a part of your migration journey. I hope you like this and you can see the benefit of this. Check the full blog post out. put in some comments here in the video about what you think can be done on this topic. Thanks for watching.